science nutritionist and healthy weight loss expert, Trisha Mann is here to explain why the paleo diet is dangerous and 3 reasons I would never recommend it, okay? So, reason number 1 is Loren Cordain has a PhD, right? So he's making all these health claims in the book. However, despite the fact that he has references in the back of the book, they are not linked up with any of the health claims inside of the book. So if he makes a health claim, there is nothing I can do in order to look up where he got that information from to see how he's interpreting the evidence, 1, to see if it's accurate, or to see if any of these references actually do link up with the things that he's saying at all, okay? So I would not have been able to pass my master's thesis if I wouldn't have linked up the resources in the back of the book with the health claims in the book, okay? So kind of disappointed about that because I can't fully believe anything that he's saying because the references aren't linked up. Second thing, I'm gonna go to the chapter, What to Eat, What to Avoid. So overall, his dietary instructions are not very clear and they're not very specific, which can leave you to question what to do. So you just kind of guess and you end up experimenting on yourself. However, I'm going to read you a part of the book and give you some feedback here. So he says, in order to get enough protein and calories, you should eat animal food at almost every meal. I don't know what almost every meal is, but you can't just eat animal food, however. You must eat fruits and veggies too, and here's why. Because protein-dense, extremely lean meats and seafoods are your main sources of calories, you'll get sick if you just eat those foods. You'll get nauseous, you'll have diarrhea and weakness because your body can't handle this much undiluted protein, which I agree with. Arctic explorers who had no choice but to eat fat-depleted meat game rapidly develop these same symptoms or protein toxicity. Again, I agree. The liver can't effectively eliminate the nitrogen caused by the protein overload. For most people, the dietary protein ceiling is 200 to 300 grams a day, or about 30 to 40% of the normal daily caloric intake. So he's saying to avoid this protein toxicity, eat no more than 200 to 300 grams of animal protein a day, or 30 to 40% of your calories coming from animal protein. So what I did was I went on the USDA nutrient database where you can look up any food and it will tell you all of the nutritional profile of the food. So I figured out what 40% of 2,200 calories is, if that's how much you're eating in a day, which is what he talks about doing. So then I looked up 40% of my calories coming from wild, raw Alaskan salmon, one of the meats, lean meats he recommends, even though it's 40 to 50% fat. And when you do the calculation, that ends up being about 13.5 ounces of wild salmon, which is 625 grams of animal protein, which is double the amount that he says in his book right here to not eat. So he's telling you to not eat over 300 grams of protein in a day, but when he says 40% of your calories can come from animal protein, would be putting you in a protein toxicity state. And that's what happens to a lot of people when they eat this way. They end up eating tons of animal protein for days and years, and they may lose weight. They very well may lose 100 pounds, but it's not going to cause longevity or decrease your cancer risk at the same time. So I've had people come to me or to my colleagues who have eaten this way, this protein toxicity way, and although they've lost 100 pounds, they now have to get a kidney or liver transplant because they've shot their organs to shit from all the animal protein that they've eaten. So do you want to lose weight but then have to go through a crazy surgery to get one of your organs transplanted? I don't think so. I don't hope so. So I had someone, a now friend, now client, come to me who was eating nothing but meats and veggies for years. She lost a little bit of weight, still had, I think, about 70 pounds to lose over the long term, wasn't working. She had to carry a plunger with her in her trunk everywhere she went because she was so clogged up with her digestion. She could not poop for days eating this way. So what would happen is she wouldn't know when she would have to go to the bathroom, and when she would freaking explode to the point that she'd have to ensure that she had a plunger in her car from eating this way, okay? Now, we worked together for about 2 months. She's lost about 15 pounds, more than she ever lost eating this way. And now she's pooping on the regular, okay? We want to be pooping every day, multiple times a day, not once every 7 to 10 days and needing a traveling plunger to do it. That's what this is about, okay? Not good stuff. The last point I will make about the paleo diet and Lauren Cordain is you would assume that he would be lean and trim and fit following his own advice. I mean, he's telling hundreds of thousands of people to eat this way. So this is what he looked like. 2013 Larry King Live. And this is the picture of him on the back of his book. You'd say he's put on some weight, huh? So my colleagues, the researchers and physicians that I work with are in their 70s and 80s, still looking lean and trim on no medication. So Lauren Cordain could use a little work there. So if you have any comments, I would love to hear them. Just comment them below. And if you like this video, if you watching got any information out of this, any value, please let me know. Show me some love. Throw a like and share this video. If you have any questions, let me know.